Hey everyone, I'm Rob and welcome to the test drive. Today I'm reviewing the 2018 and 2019 BMW 650i. Now the reason I'm making this a 2018 and 2019 review is because the BMW 6 Series really hasn't changed at all from 2018 to 2019. So while the one that I'm driving is a 2018, everything that I'm saying, including the pricing, is actually 2019 numbers. But again, nothing's really changed from the one model year to the next. But in this video, I'm gonna go over everything that you need to know about the 2019 or 2018 BMW 650i and kind of the 6 Series in general when it comes to the Gran Coupe at least. There's no longer a coupe or coupe version. The one that I'm driving is the Gran Coupe, so it's essentially an extended wheelbase 4-door coupe, and this is by far my favorite version of the BMW 6 Series. So starting with the exterior of the 2018 and 2019 6 Series, I think this is such a beautiful car. It's probably the most beautiful BMW, at least in my opinion. If you look at the front, it is so aggressive and it looks so much unlike any other car on the road, including any other BMW. I mean, you do have the signature kidney grills, but the headlights are so unique, so aggressive. The shape of the front is just so awesome. It is so gorgeous, and it's something where, other than a minor facelift for the 2016 model year, BMW hasn't really cared to update the 6 Series because it just looks so good and it is still so much in style. Whereas if you look at other models, other series in the BMW family, they've kind of gone out of style and have had to be refreshed much more quickly. Now, if you look at the side profile, again, I love how long this sedan looks. It looks like a larger executive sedan. The one that I'm driving also has the 19-inch M Sport rims. It's part of the M Sport package for the 6 Series, the 650i specifically that I'm driving. And I really like that look as well. Now, these rims have been around for a while, but they still look good and I still really like them in this 6 Series. And then from the rear, it's again very attractive. I really like the taillights, but by far the front is the best angle of this car. Now, getting to the interior of the BMW 6 Series Gran Coupe. This is such a nice interior. It has been updated over the years and it looks and feels very similar to the latest generation of the 5 Series. But that said, there are still quite a lot of differences. There's so many different surfaces in the interior. There is definitely a lot going on. You have contrast stitching throughout. There are a bunch of different trim options. The one that I have is the carbon fiber trim option, which I think is definitely the best looking. It looks absolutely outstanding. And this just looks very expensive in here. You also have an Alcantara headliner, which I love. And you have this large moonroof as well. Overall, it's just phenomenal in here. You have a very nice steering wheel. The steering wheel that I have is the M Sport steering wheel. It's extremely soft yet aggressive. The seats in here are black Napa leather. They are so soft, so nice, and just the combination of materials throughout the car, whether it's Napa leather, Sensitech, carbon fiber, everything in here just looks and feels so nice. And the 650i that I'm driving retails at well over $100,000. I will get into some of the pricing components, but the interior I do feel goes along with that 6-figure price tag. Now, while this does look like a larger sedan, the interior actually isn't that big. The driver and front passenger do have plenty of room, and you do have plenty of space in between the two, but this is kind of laid out like a coupe. It really is a longer wheelbase coupe or coupe, which is why BMW calls it the Gran Coupe. They do the same thing with the 4 Series as well. The 4 Series Gran Coupe. So when you get into the back seat, you actually don't have that much room. I can sit behind myself somewhat comfortably. I'm 6 feet tall. And then the other interesting thing is, like typically in a coupe, you would have only 2 seats in the back, but you actually, deceivingly so, have 3 in the back of this car. However, the middle passenger is going to be straddling the center console. So kind of interesting, but it looks awesome, and it just keeps with what you would expect in a coupe. And there are a lot of elements in the 6 Series Gran Coupe that give you that coupe feel. Like, for example, the seatbelts for the driver and front passenger actually go into the seat instead of going into the B-pillar. The windows also don't have a frame. They're frameless, just like what you'd expect in a coupe. Now, getting to my favorite thing about the BMW 6 Series Gran Coupe, and specifically the 650i, is the performance. So, I lost my GoPro. This has never happened before. Oh boy. Still recording, so I think we're good. Now, there are several different engine options available in the 6 Series Gran Coupe. You have the 640i, which is a 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder that puts out 315 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque, which is very respectable. However, if you step up to the 650i that I'm driving, you get a 4.4-liter twin turbocharged V8 that puts out 443 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. And even in a almost 4,600 pound sedan, this thing just flies. I mean, it is so much fun to drive. BMW states that this car will do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, and I definitely believe that. I think it could possibly do even better. Now, the one that I'm driving does have the xDrive all-wheel drive system, and you can get that either in the xDrive all-wheel drive or you can get it in rear-wheel drive. Same with the 640i. Now, while this is so much fun to drive and you don't really feel how big it is, when you try and throw this thing around corners, that's when you really feel it. I mean, the extended wheelbase as well kind of plays into that. It is just so awesome. It sounds so good. This thing just throws you back in your seat. I mean, most of the time it's relatively muted, but if you stomp on it in the right gear, especially in the right driving mode, this thing is gonna sound very good. And I think that with the right exhaust, you could really bring out the awesome sound of this V8. Now, the 6 Series Gran Coupe also gets pretty decent fuel economy. The 640i with all-wheel drive is rated at 19 miles per gallon in the city, 28 on the highway, which for a large sedan like this is pretty good. But then the 650i is rated at 17 in the city and 25 on the highway. And that's still really good considering the amount of power and torque that you get, and the 0 to 60 time and everything that you get in this sedan. The fact that you can take this on a long trip and get 25 plus miles to the gallon, that is really awesome. Now, the 6 Series Gran Coupe also comes with the 8-speed automatic transmission that is found in most modern BMWs, and I really like it. The paddles in this one do shift very quickly. They're very responsive, and the actuation is really nice too. I feel like you just want to do pulls all day in this thing. And the sound, the crackles and pops when you let off the gas are incredible. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily expect that out of this car, but it's not an M car, and it still gives you an awesome exhaust note. I mean, half the fun of driving this thing is the sound. It's also very quick, and it's a 4-door sedan, so this thing is just awesome. Now, getting to the technology in the BMW 6 Series Gran Coupe. Right out of the box, you get this large infotainment screen here with BMW's iDrive system, the latest generation of that. And I really do like that. It looks so good. It's so functional. You have an awesome navigation system. And one of the things that I really love about this BMW is the fact that Apple CarPlay is actually wireless. So like in most vehicles that have Apple CarPlay, you do have to plug in your phone with a USB cable. And in this 6 Series, you do not. It functions completely wirelessly, and it's awesome. Now, this screen is not a touch screen, so you do have to interact with the rotary dial, which I actually like a lot better anyways. Although it is nice in a lot of modern BMWs to have the touchscreen functionality if you want to use it. I again love the gauges, fully electronic, tons of vehicle information. The fact that it changes with the driving modes is just awesome. And then there's a lot of safety technology that you can get in this car. I do have the $1,700 driving assistance package that gives you the heads-up display, gives you blind spot monitoring, it gives you some forward collision detection, does let you know when you're getting too close to the vehicle in front of you. And there's some additional safety technology and parking assist technology that you can get in this car. So from a technology standpoint, what you get right out of the box standard is really nice, but there are also quite a few options you can add, primarily when it comes to safety and driver assistance. So at the end of the day, is this 650i Gran Coupe worth the over $106,000 price tag? In my opinion, I kind of think it is. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review. Again, I'm Rob. This is the test drive. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the video and this car and what this competes against. And please hit that subscribe button to support the channel and be entered for all the giveaways that we have coming up. I'm just about to announce a new giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Join the community, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.